Hey, Insiders!
Hey, what's up, guys? What up, YouTube? Hope you guys are doing as good as we are.
Because we're doing pretty rad.
We're doing spectacularly. Disney has just released their new Magic Key program,
Yes!
which resembles
So
annual
exciting!
passes.
You guys,
Okay.
we finally got annual passes-ish back to
Okay.
Disneyland. I mean, well, this is the new annual pass program, so we
Yeah,
got it back.
So it's called the Magic Key.
It
Now-
is considered a program, and it's a membership. They're being very careful not to use pass or like annual pass or those old
But-
keywords.
Because
But-
you don't get directly into the park, but we'll go into the specifics
So,
in a second.
we have lots of fun stuff to talk about, but the first thing I want to say is, yes! Finally, let's just talk for a second
We
about how
got
excited we are.
Oh my
a
gosh.
very good piece of news today. We've been having to buy day tickets to Disneyland since they reopened April 30th. It's been pretty tough.
It has. It's
Trying
been
to
super
make
difficult.
content for you guys and doing that kind of thing. And
And-
so the opportunity
Yeah, I mean,
to
look-
buy a ticket.
To be honest,
Or a pass.
never ever
Pass
to
again.
complain because we adore what we do, but it
Me
has
too.
been really tough buying tickets, and so yes, this is finally gonna relieve some of that and be like really great. And so
Yeah. Beanie.
we're very very excited about this,
We
and I
are.
think you guys should be too because this is a really great program that Disney just released.
So we will be giving you all the info we have and
Everything.
answering any questions you guys have to ask. So
So-
comment your questions. We're going to be getting into some info.
There is also some exciting Walt Disney World news that we will go into later.
yes,
Yes.
it's very brief. That's why it's towards the
Right.
end, and this is all about Disneyland.
Disneyland, right here.
Disney World does have news on this topic that we will say, but
But
this...
that's
this
for
is the
later,
big
'cause
stuff.
Right now we're talking about the Magic Key program.
All right, so
All right,
but the
so-
first thing I want to say is that you guys know someone who wants to go to Disneyland with an annual pass or the
Yes.
new annual pass called the Magic Key.
Now,
So-
you know us, and we want that too.
Yes,
Yes.
you know us, so we'll
So
be
make
those people
sure
for you.
right now to share the stream with somebody who needs to see this video.
Share the
Yes.
stream so they can get all this info, because we're
Tag
gonna
them in the
do
comment
it.
section, text it them, copy the link, text it to them. Do
All that
whatever you
good
need
stuff.
to do, but let's get as many people on this stream who need to know the newest Disney information because I know
There are
so many of you that
people
do.
That have been
Yes,
waiting
people have been,
for a new pass program.
We've been getting messages from fans all day asking what we think of it, so this is our opportunity to talk to you guys. It's going to be
Yes.
great. I'm going to jump right in and say that you do get discounts on stuff with any version of this pass. Which
Yeah,
is a very
you do.
good
Now,
thing.
the amount that the discount does differ between the passes, but you
Which-
get a discount on every pass.
To me, that makes logical sense. You
Yeah.
know, like
Yes.
It resembles the old annual pass programs.
the
Like,
one thing I'm also
tier
going to
system.
add before we go into this again is that I'm very relieved in some way because while they have switched up the system, the pricing actually very closely resembles the old program. Not
Right.
just in the pricing, but also in
The structure, the
structure.
blockout
Sure,
days.
Yes, the way it works. There are a few differences that we will go into once we
Right.
start getting into the different tiers.
But
Um,
I'm just very like excited and relieved. Like the price didn't increase too much in the tier system. A lot of that hasn't fully changed yet, so I think that's
Right.
kind of really good for a fan who wants to buy this.
Yes.
It's nice to know that they didn't like jack up the price because they know
right.
how
It's
desperately
very
want it.
familiar.
Yeah.
And actually, I personally think that the names for the system is better because that way, I don't know, they make more sense.
It kind of
Right.
emulates Magic, and you guys know how much we adore
Yeah.
Magic here
Yes.
at the Insiders, and so I think it's really cool that this is kind of like a magical system.
Yeah.
They created the system, and the different tiers have magical names attached to
Yes.
them. I think it's
So
pretty cool.
we should jump right in. The first tier ticket closely resembles the SoCal Select Pass that used to be only for SoCal residents.
Yes.
It is called the Imagine Key, and it is $399.
All
Yes.
right. And
It's actually pretty crazy. So
Yeah.
you can pay a down payment of $179, which
And then-
is pretty much a day ticket to Disneyland if you do a park
And then
hopper.
it's $19 a month. I mean, that's
like
That's
$19 a
pretty
month to go
good.
to Disneyland. That's actually really
that's really
good.
great.
Yeah.
However, this does come with
A little
very-
hiccup for some people because it's only for SoCal residents.
Yes.
Only X amount of zip codes in Southern California can buy this ticket.
the
So
price
And-
of that is $399.
Yes, if you were to pay it up front.
Yes.
The issue with that, there are so many blockout dates.
There are.
This
lots
It's
of
is
like-
blackout dates.
All the weekends.
all weekends, not some weekends, but every single weekend,
All
Saturday and
holidays.
Sunday.
Is always blocked out.
Always
All
blocked
the
out.
holidays are blocked out.
Like that super busy time in October for Halloween or
Right.
at Christmas,
Holidays.
Easter.
Um,
all those
Most
days are
of
gonna be
summer
blocked
is
out.
Yeah,
also
pretty much
blocked out.
most of summer. I think like all of July.
And
Yeah.
the way this works is you can have 2 reservations in at a time.
Yeah. So
This pass
Let's-
enables you to
befo-
make reservation. Oh, You're not going into that?
Well, no, just before we do, I think we should explain what the reservation system is.
That's what I was
Yeah.
saying.
So before, as you guys know, in order to go to Disneyland, you buy a ticket. You buy the ticket, then you have to reserve in advance the days that you're going to go so that they can kind of get a head count of how many people are going to be entering in the park.
And of course, with this reservation system, even if you have a ticket and you have one that should be valid that day,
Right.
if the reservation's filled up, you won't be able to get into the park. And
Exactly.
so that kind of stands for every ticket tier here. If it's a day that's already sold out, you cannot go.
You can't go,
Right.
right? So it makes
It
sense
makes
in a
sense.
reservation
Right.
In the new world,
Yeah.
it does.
But you are allowed in the lowest Imagine tier to have 2 days reserved at a time. That doesn't mean you only get 2 days at all. It just means you can only have 2 active reservations. And once you use one, you can add another.
Yes.
So with this Imagine Pass, you will get a 10% discount on, I believe, select food and merchandise.
Yes.
So that's very exciting.
Very exciting.
Those little discounts help a ton.
So did you guys explain the 2-day rolling thing yet?
And the Imagine is also only for SoCal residents.
Haven't said that yet.
Yeah. Okay. So
And the rolling thing?
yeah. So for 2 days, you guys are able to reserve only 2 days on the calendar at a time.
Yes.
That means that when you go to reserve your days, 2 days is the max you can reserve. But once you go to Disneyland and you use this day,
You can instantly
use
reserve
day
instantly-
A and day B.
the next day.
once you use day A, then you can re-reserve
And
a
make
different
a day
day.
C.
Yes.
Right.
So potentially with this, if not considering blackout dates, you could go on the first day, and then after that was done, while you're there on the second day, reserve it for
The third or
day
fourth day.
after.
Right.
That is, of course, if there's availability and all these things. But
Availability,
you could go 3 days
blackout
in a
days.
row
All that
Exactly.
stuff.
with these tickets, so it is going to be a common thing.
Yeah.
You can go to the parks a lot,
Right.
even though it says only 2 reservations held in a 90-day window.
Mm-hmm.
But that's
Um,
only at a time, and then once you've used a reservation, then you can just reserve another day. So
Yeah.
it kind of makes sense in the reservation world because they don't want one person to say, I don't know when I'm going to Disneyland, let's just reserve every day and we can pick.
Yes.
So that's really not what they have in mind.
That
And actually,
gets
there
into
will
the
be
strikes.
for that.
We'll
but
get into that.
After we go through the tiers.
So that's the Imagine ticket. It's only for SoCal residents. It's $399 and 10% discount on merchandise.
So-
if you are not a SoCal resident, the next tier would be the Enchant tier.
Now,
And
before
that's
we go into
lowest
the
you
Enchant
can
tier,
get as a non-SoCal resident.
right.
Yes.
So do you guys have any questions about this? Anything that you think that we should explain a little deeper?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is all about the Imagine ticket and just the overall system is what
Anything
we've
you're
been getting
wondering
into.
about?
Anything that you just joined the live stream on and didn't fully hear, so you want to kind of hear it again?
Understand. So put it in the comments and we can answer your questions.
Yeah, we'd love to answer all your questions. Just make sure to ask them.
We
Now,
want to make sure you understand it because we know how many people are so excited to be annual pass holders again. Or
I am.
key holders.
so before we go any further, in case you're brand new to our channel, I'm Adam,
I'm Eric.
I'm Kara.
and we are the
The
Insiders.
Insiders.
And we share the magic every day.
We do, whether it's making magic for people in the park on our videos, riding rides 10 times in a day, or doing these
Yeah.
live streams with you guys.
And
We
it'll
love
be
sharing
a
the
lot
magic.
easier to bring you this content now that they actually have the key holders.
Yes,
Exactly.
just like the Mickey Bunch
The
said.
magic
So excited
keys.
annual passes will be
Yes,
back at
oh my
Disneyland.
gosh.
We are too.
And
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I actually kind of love the name Magic Keys.
I think it's
gives
really
it-
cool.
it gives it a
Pretty
little
cool.
bit of
Now
sparkle.
we're key holders
We're
as opposed
key
to
holders.
pass
we
holders.
got the
We
keys
got
the
to the
keys.
kingdom.
Kingdom.
It's pretty
Oh
cool.
yeah. So I'm actually kind of excited about that and like that
Yeah,
element.
from that perspective.
Yeah.
it's
And
super
if
cool.
you're new, please make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell so that you don't miss out when we upload a brand new video.
Yes.
Yeah, see all our fun content, see all our informative content, all that cool stuff.
all the new stuff. All right, but let's get into the next system. Like
The
Kara said
Enchant
earlier,
tier.
this
This
is
is-
the lowest tier you can buy if you're not a SoCal resident.
Yes.
It is
so
$649.
it is very, very similar to the SoCal ticket. However,
However,
the Enchant tier is able to reserve up to 4 days at once, not just 2 days. That's probably the biggest difference between the two
Right.
tiers.
All the weekends are still blocked out.
Right.
well, so I think no. So yes, all weekends
All
are still
weekends.
blocked
So
out.
That's
with
blacked
with
out.
the Enchant tier, it actually emulates the Imagine tier. It's just more expensive for
Yeah.
non-SoCal residents,
It's
and
for-
you get 4 days instead of 2 days to reserve at once.
yes,
You get the
so
same 10% discount. I'm pretty sure it's mostly the same dates. There might be 1 or 2 less.
Right, less
But
dates,
it's
but
mostly the same blackout dates.
and
Yes.
both the Imagine tier and the Enchant tier both get 10% off select food and merchandise.
yes, and
Yes.
this will be available to literally anybody, even if you're not in the U.S. If you're in SoCal, if you're out of SoCal, anywhere in the country,
Anywhere in the country,
anywhere in the world, you can buy this tier. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
We can move on from that because that's probably the simplest.
I know.
Right?
I think the
It's
enchant.
to explain because once you explain the Imagine, you've basically explained the enchant.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's really the same thing, just $650 instead of $399. 4 days, you can reserve it once instead of 2 days, but all the same things when you're reserving days, right? Like, you can only reserve 4 days within a 90-day window, and once you've used one of those days, you will technically have 3 days on the maps, then you can reserve another day that fits. So that's kind of the best day. I think on our Facebook stream, we called it leapfrogging, right? So you're allowed to kind of leapfrog, use this day, and then reserve the next day based on availability.
You can, day A, day B, and you only have 2 day reservations like on the Imagine Pass. If you use day A, you can suddenly make day C.
Exactly.
Right, you can definitely go like lots of days in a row, but you have to be smart about it.
Yeah, you really. It takes a little bit of finesse, I'll be honest, but
it's doable.
It's
it'll work
doable,
out, but
not too complicated.
And there is a strikes system that we will go into later, but let's continue with the...
Yeah, let's go down the tiers again, because that's kind of like the path
we haven't
we're
finished
on.
them.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah, so back to the tiers. The next tier, one above the enchant tier, everyone can still get
Is the
believe tier.
believe. Man, I love that word.
Yeah,
I believe.
I believe.
No.
I believe. I believe. I believe. I believe. I believe.
That's
That's
from
Shrek.
Shrek.
No way now. I believe. Yeah, I guess from
It's
franchise.
fitting.
But
But-
it's
Yeah,
good.
okay.
So
I believe. I believe. I
No,
believe,
wait, what about the
Wait,
believe
shh.
fireworks show?
the
Thank you.
best part of the believe key that you have is that it is
I believe in this key. Sorry.
It is only some weekends
It
as
is
opposed
not
to every weekend.
every weekend. It's not as scary.
Yeah.
And it's only major holidays, and it's not restricted in the summer as heavily like people
So
are
let's
talking.
Like,
explain.
it's still the weekends in the summer.
The way
Some
the
of
weekends are
in
going to
the
work in terms of blackout dates, in the summer, you're probably not going to get to go any of the weekends in the summer. However, on a slow day in January, right?
Most Saturdays,
summer.
Saturdays.
Saturdays and Sundays will be
completely available.
open.
Yeah.
Like, during like the school year, if you have kids or if you are a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what's interesting about this one, I actually looked at some of the blackout dates on the Believe tier, and most of the weekends that were blocked off
Is literally just one Saturday
was just one Saturday,
or
right?
one Sunday.
Yeah. Most Sundays are actually open. It's
Most
just
Sundays are
specifically-
open. Most Fridays are open. It was really just that Saturday. When I looked, I didn't look at all the tiers, but on the Believe tier in particular, when it says some weekends, it really just means most Saturdays. That's not always the case, but when I looked at it, it was a lot of Saturdays, but with Sunday and Friday
Believe
still
key
open.
holders will get 10% off dining and merchandise and 50%
Yes.
50% off parking.
That's
Yeah.
a pretty big deal. You get half off your parking, and you can hold up to 6 reservation days with the Believe key.
That's
a
awesome.
lot.
At a time. At a time.
That's literally being able to say, we're going to Disneyland. Let's make our full family vacation trip.
Pick 6
Right, pick
days
6
that we're
days.
going.
6 days
I
that
mean,
we're going. This is it. Let's go.
What's amazing about that is, like, Disney didn't even sell a ticket above a 5-day ticket, right?
Right.
So the fact that the pass can reserve 6 days means that they can already get more days than any of the other passes.
Yeah,
Right.
that's huge.
And I think the pass wasn't, for the 5 days, isn't that much cheaper than the $9.49.
Right, so it's
tier is.
$6.49 for Enchant and then $9.49 for Believe.
So
So
it's
that
only-
extra $300 you're
you get
getting.
more days, more reservations, and 50% off parking.
Exactly.
That's
So,
pretty good.
and like I said, it's $9.49 for the 6 days. So honestly, if you were just going for only 6 days, it might be worth it to do the
Just to
Believe
buy that
tier
ticket.
as opposed to a 5-day ticket
Right.
and a
Well,
1-day
a
ticket.
5-day. A
Well, we have
5-day
5-day and a
park
1-day.
hopper is still probably cheaper, but if you
Right.
ever want to go another time in the year, if you're doing 2 vacations a year, that's
yeah,
a great
that's
deal.
that's
That is.
probably your best deal, I'd say.
And
Because
then- okay.
Wait, before we get to Dream, let's talk about some questions people have
Oh,
and some
yes.
info we have.
Yeah.
So Dad asks, do we get PhotoPass with the new plans?
So here's the deal with PhotoPass. They have promised that the key holders, the brand new key holders, will get PhotoPass opportunities that are exclusive from the rest of the park.
Yes.
They did
but
that with annual passes
Other than
as
that,
well.
it looks like we'll be paying the same $25 a day, like $20 a day, like everybody else.
Yeah,
so
so
it's not going to be the free PhotoPass for annual pass holders where we would just automatically get all of our photos.
Which
The
honestly,
thing-
we are so going to miss.
we're so
We're
bummed
still
about that.
probably gonna
I'll be
pay for
honest,
it, but
probably
it's-
the most difficult, probably like the saddest I am about
Yeah.
this new program is
Yeah.
that with the annual pass system that we had pre-closure, Disneyland gave you all your photos that the PhotoPass took for free, like all your ride photos, everything was free. or included.
Included.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they
But-
also did Max Pass, which was also included.
So good.
So great.
We
That
haven't
was
heard
like
any news on fast passes yet, so it
No.
makes
it
sense.
still
that we don't
seems
have it.
like fast passes won't be coming back anytime soon.
It does.
I think that's where we're looking. I know in like Disneyland Paris, they just released a pay for fast passes, so we're kind of nervous that might come, but there's
Yeah.
nothing
We're not going to
beneficial.
talk about it at all because we don't want that to happen.
Well, we don't want that to happen, and I haven't actually heard anything official. It just happened in Disneyland Paris. That's all.
Yeah, a lot of fun being a SoCal resident right about
Oh,
now.
yeah.
I know,
right?
I know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
All right.
hey, what's up? Somebody was on our Facebook
so
Live.
the Magic Key plan is to replace the
Annual
pass
Pass.
program.
Yes.
And like we said, it models the annual pass program really well. The only thing that I think really changed is that
Is
the
the
annual pass,
reservations.
the annual pass program guaranteed that you could get in whenever you wanted, and the magic key holder thing
Is
kind of gives
whenever
Disney
the
the ability
reservations
to
are
lock
there.
the door, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, so
You know?
with
Right.
all of this, even when you're on the Dream Key, which we haven't talked about yet, it is all subject to availability. Disney's going to be changing capacity pretty back and forth right now. So that's all going to be the big difference that we have in
Yeah,
this.
really
Yeah.
the biggest difference is that you're never guaranteed into the park. It just gives you the ability to make as many reservations as you want.
You're
But-
not paying for tickets. If you
Right.
if you have a reservation available and you have this, then you can get into the park.
So look, when you buy a Disneyland ticket right now, then you have to buy a ticket and then reserve a day, right?
Right.
So this is like guaranteeing you have the ticket,
Now
but
you just
not
need to reserve the
guaranteeing the
day.
reservation. That's
Yeah.
pretty
Yes.
much what's happening
Yes.
with the new program.
All right, and so
That's probably the best way I could explain it.
So remember
since
to
we're
put any
talking
questions
about
you have in the comments below.
yes, and since we're talking about reservations, we can get into the strike system. But first, let's talk about the Dream Key.
We have to talk about the Dream first.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
So-
let's dive right into the Dream Key. That is
Dream
the
tier.
top tier,
Top tier.
best ticket.
Literally.
The Dream
top
Key
tier.
Is a dream.
A
It's a
dream,
dream.
except for the price.
A dream. Oh.
The price isn't that bad.
It's not that
It's not that bad.
It
I mean,
is-
I mean,
yes.
it's certainly not a dream, but
It's
not
expensive.
That bad.
It is expensive.
It is expensive, but it's not more expensive than the annual pass was.
Yes.
Right.
The
So-
Dream Key is $1,399. That's $13.99. You get the same 6 days, but there are no blockout days.
Zero.
Zero.
There's
Absolutely
literally
Karen, I
no
need to
blockout
sit over
dates.
here.
I know, I'm so
not. Jinx,
impressed.
you owe me a soda.
Oh.
So, there's
Oh.
literally no blockout dates, okay? And with this tier, you get 15% off food and 20% off merchandise. So,
and free parking.
Free parking.
Like
Guaranteed.
Call the
Like
Monopoly
Monopoly.
players. Free parking.
free parking.
Free parking.
Free parking.
Free parking. Waving that
Literally.
card.
Oh yeah. Basically free money.
But yeah, Kara, how do you feel about 20% off merch?
I think I like it.
Honestly, if you
notice,
think about this,
if you know me, you know I'm a shopaholic.
Yeah.
you're paying
The merch
right. So you're
is
paying
so
for the
nice.
Dream Key, $13.99, right?
Right.
Which is a little much, but you're getting 20% off all your merchandise.
And
if you think
15%
about
off your dining.
how
And
much
free
money
parking.
that's gonna save you in the year of your trip.
Especially if you go to Disneyland a lot, right?
Like
If
that.
you're going often as an annual pass holder, that discount adds up very well.
And as that $1,400, the more often you go, the cheaper it gets per day.
Yes,
so
value.
Value. So if you go a lot, it makes a lot of sense. But the biggest one, so I would say for a casual, local, live nearby, loves to go to Disneyland but can't always make the time, you probably want the Imagine tier.
Yep.
Yes.
For like the casual fan or someone who can't always come as often as they'd like. I think
Someone,
that's
if
probably
you
the
get a
best.
day off work midweek, you can just pop
Right.
over to the park.
Um,
That's
The
a
Imagine
pretty good
Key's
way
probably
to
the
do
best
it.
one for you.
if you'd rather have your weekends, then definitely go to the Believe tier.
Right, well, and if you're that same type of personality but,
But
not a SoCal resident,
In SoCal,
the
like
Enchant
if
tier.
you're in NorCal and want to
Okay.
come, or outside California altogether.
You're going to
Yes.
want the Enchant tier.
All right.
The Believe tier is for a little more dedicated fan who wants some weekends and really likes to come
Yeah.
whenever they can,
Yes.
but doesn't need to come at like on Christmas or on
Right.
Halloween. I mean, they'll still have days open for everyone around the Christmas season. It's just that once you get into hardcore Christmas, then you'll be blocked out. That's
Yes.
kind of what I'm seeing
I
right now.
think every day after the 17th is blocked out.
So, to answer Beanie's question,
From the 17th to the 3rd, sorry.
And then the
Yes.
Dream tier is for that dedicated Disney fan that needs to go whenever they want.
if they're going living close, going as often as they want,
Yes,
going
me.
for long periods of time,
The Dream tier, that's like for the Disneyland
zero
super
blockout
fan.
days. Every day of the year is available. Of course, there's a reservation question, but like we said, there's a really
Yeah.
easy way to just be smart about that, and
Yes.
it's all good.
yeah.
I definitely
and
agree.
Beanie, yes, the Dream Key is all the tiers. The pricing is per person.
Yeah, so it would be $1,400 per person, and the Imagine Key would be $400 per person. So
this is a really good stat I just got.
Okay.
So we're hearing that it would take like 8 days.
Reservations at a time. You've basically broken even by the time you use your first reservation round.
Right, if
Right.
you use all 6 days, and remember that's a rotating window. The second you go into the park, if I make 6 days between 90 days, I make one for tomorrow, I make one for a week in advance, one for a month, one for 2 months,
Right.
up to the 90 days. The second I go the next day, I can make another reservation.
And
So-
the 90 days shifts too to whenever your next reservation.
So let's pause and say Disney's not saying you get 6 days every 90 days.
Right.
That's not
what they're
at all.
saying.
You get 6 reservations every 90 days, and if you ever have a bonus reservation, you can go into the park.
They're saying once you've used your like let's say you get 6 reservations within a 90-day window, you put them all in the same week, you go that week, but you want to go the next week, you still can.
You can still go the next
Because now
week.
you've used
And,
those 6
okay.
reservations, you just get 6 more reservations.
In that same vein, there is a little bit of a warning. There is a strikes system. So if you make a reservation and you don't show up for it or cancel it by 11:59 the night before.
No.
No?
Yeah, no, she's
No.
correct.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
If you don't show up for your reservation or you don't cancel it at 11:59 the night before,
you will
there
get a
is
strike.
a strike added to your file.
And 3 strikes.
means you're blocked for 30 days.
Right.
Yes.
So what Disney is really protecting against is saying, well, I want to go one day next week, and I'm not sure what day that is. So I'm just going to block out 6 days, and then whichever one I pick, I pick.
They
Yep.
know how
They know how...
valuable those reservation days are.
Yeah.
And how valuable it is to the people who are going to be able to
And
actually
how
acquire
disappointed the people who want to go,
but
but
couldn't
can't
get a reservation.
how disappointed those people are. And so they want to ensure that when somebody makes a reservation, that's actually how many people show up, so
Right.
that somebody who actually really wants to go can't go, right?
Yeah.
They really want to try to be fair to everyone. So if you no-show 3 times in a row within a 90-day window, then you get kind of blocked from making a reservation for
Right.
30 days.
Yes.
But on a happier note, if you order any of these passes within 66 days.
Oh, wait. Before you go there.
Oh, yes. So,
Don't
Dream
go there,
Keys
wait.
are
You're
not...
right. I forgot we didn't say when they become
So,
available.
Dream Keys are not for sale right now. They go on
Wait,
sale.
you guys are skipping a lot about the reservation system. Let me just say one more thing about the reservation
I
system.
don't know if we're
Say the
skipping.
one little note.
No. So
That's
what
really cool.
what you guys forgot to say though is that if you reserve those 6 days, like use the analogy I did again, where you reserve 6 days knowing that you want to go for one of those days,
Yeah.
you can make that 6-day block knowing that you want to go for one.
But-
and then as long as you cancel before 11:59 the night before, you're in the clear.
Like, no strikes.
No strikes. So if
Basically,
doing that
anytime
system,
before midnight.
if you want to go in one day, reserve all 6 days, and then just make sure that you cancel the ones that you're not going to use before you actually
Right.
go.
Yes.
That's the one thing that we skipped before we jumped
Yes.
is that you can make a reservation and cancel
Right.
that reservation. Like, no worries.
And Beanie did ask, she said, are the prices per person?
Yeah, they
yes.
are per person. I think we already said that, but it only takes 8 visits to break even on the Dream Pass.
Yes,
Right.
so it
So-
is expensive if you're bringing a family, but that's annual passes for a family. I mean, that's what they used to cost. So
Yeah.
this isn't...
It's
And
not
this
groundbreaking
isn't
numbers.
groundbreaking.
And if
that's
you
how it used to
go,
be.
even if you go for a whole month, you're already saving so much money.
Yes.
Right.
I
But,
mean, a month worth of days. I wouldn't say you'd be at the
That's
park
a lot.
the whole month.
Yeah,
Right.
but
I'm just saying, if you use 30 days of your pass, you're breaking even.
right.
you're more.
More than breaking
I mean,
even.
like,
Yeah.
that's...
8 days is breaking even, and that's only a little more than a week.
Right.
But
So anyway,
now the exciting news.
the very exciting news.
Magic Keys.
No.
No. Dream... What is it? The
Okay.
What's
Dream-
the system
The
called?
Magic Keys.
Yeah, so
the Magic
yes.
Keys go on sale on August 25th at
Woo!
at
10 a.m.
They-
Disneyland
is when
time.
they open
The purchasing.
the purchasing queue.
Portal.
The
That's
when it
store,
starts,
The
yeah.
portal. Yeah.
So anyway, August 25th is the first day you can
It
buy
is.
a Dream Key. So we can all just hang back and chill until then.
Yeah, right? We got like
And
22 days to just be
if
like,
you
we're chill?
if you order within the first 66 days, so I think we decided that was October 29th.
Yes. You get a special welcome kit.
Yeah, so Disney will send you kind of a, hey, you're our first Dream Key member, or you're our first
inaugural key members.
Magic Key members.
Yes,
So,
and so it's a welcome.
thank you. You're our first key holders.
And so you'll get a pin, a magnet, a park map that's exclusive, and other different items.
Right.
They obviously haven't shown
I do
pictures.
have to say a little bit of a Getaway Today pitch here. So, as you guys know, we are partnered with Getaway Today. So, any of these tickets that you purchase through Getaway Today supports us in a lot of ways, and we really appreciate it.
If you use our link.
If you use our link. And it is the same price for you guys as it would be whether you buy it through Disney.
Right.
It just helps us out a little bit.
It definitely
so,
helps us out. We get to keep going back to the park, buy these keys,
if
make
you
content
use
for
our
you guys.
link, like I
And it
said.
also helps us make magic in the park and do giveaways for you guys.
So, if you guys purchase these tickets through Getaway Today using our Getaway Today link so that we get credit for it, that would be awesome. And they are selling these passes on Getaway Today.
Yes. And so wait, what the welcome kit, well, we know that the welcome kit includes. Of course, they haven't told us everything because, spoilers. But they have said that it will include a pin, a magnet, and a specialty map.
Yes.
They said there will be more.
But those are the things
those
we
are
know.
the
Things we know.
Yes.
We just don't know what they look like yet.
Now, getting
you
more
were
into
any-
that, because let me just ask Karen, Eric,
What?
what if, because
What
this
if?
is a true story,
Ah.
I have...
Hey, John.
Hey, what's up, John?
Hey.
You do it. So what if I have a Disney SoCal pass, and I've used the first day, and I had 2 days that I haven't used, but now I want, and I just spent all that money on that 3-day ticket, and now I want to become a key member,
Key holder.
key holder. How, do I have to just buy a whole new pass?
Say no more.
Say
so,
no more.
I'm going to explain that. I'll be the ticket booth
Alright.
guy, and I'm going to say...
I'll be your interpreter.
So, no worries. If you have a SoCal resident pass and you've used one of the days but not the other two or not the other one, however you've done it, if that ticket is activated, you can put that money that you paid towards a magic key.
And
Right.
for the record, an activated key is a key that has been used at least once. Or
Yes.
A pass.
ticket
Yeah.
that has been used at least once.
So
you can use that to upgrade to a magic key. However, the expiration date will be whatever day you first used the SoCal resident special pass.
Yes.
And you can use that on any ticket. SoCal is just my personal example, but
Well,
any of the
yeah.
tickets that you've purchased,
And-
besides event tickets or
promotional tickets,
promotional,
I
there
think
there
it's
are a few exceptions, but
Right.
for the basic
if
person,
you got tickets for the Oogie Boogie Bash, it's not going to go towards your
not at all,
Yeah.
your
not
key.
at all, because
Yeah,
they're separate.
no.
Because
anyway.
you'd have to buy a ticket to the Oogie
I was
Boogie
going to say,
Bash
you'd still want your...
anyways.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But what we're saying with this is that whatever money you've already spent will go towards
A key.
A key.
A magic key.
a magic key.
Yes.
A-
As long as it's active, of course.
Exactly. If you've already used all, say you got a 5-day ticket, if you've already used all 5 days 2 months ago, that money is not going to go towards a magic key. So only on an active ticket that you haven't fully used will that actually apply. If
Yeah.
that
Right.
makes sense.
But yeah, that's exactly how it is. Hey, thanks, Beanie. That's fun. We're just passionate about
We
it.
are. We
love
are.
it.
And, well, we used to be annual pass holders, so we definitely know the perks of having this pass.
Yes, it's very, very important to us to be able to come back to the parks and
Yeah.
as often as we can.
I mean, it's home.
And
Yeah.
what I will say is that we did promise Disney World news.
We
and
do
there
have
is a
Disney
piece of
World
Disney
news.
World news.
I'm
we
I
so
don't.
excited.
Are we there yet, though?
Yeah.
I think we
I
covered
don't.
everything.
I don't feel. Let's jump into Disney World news in 1 second, because I do want to say, do you guys have any questions about this before we move on? Because I
Yes.
really want to know. Make sure
yes.
that we've answered all your questions. I know Beanie had some questions, or some other people had some questions. So if anyone's got any questions, we'd love to explain
While your
to you.
questions are coming in, we're going to talk about park hopping.
Yes,
Oh,
thank you.
yes. That's what we were missing.
Okay, yes. I knew we didn't want to jump into Disney World yet. It's still coming, though, I promise. But
Yes.
let's jump about park hopping and upgrades and
So,
that kind of stuff.
park hopping can be done the same way. You can make a reservation for Disneyland, but you're going to have to make a reservation for DCA or vice versa that
Because
starts
they are going to be two separate reservations.
reservations.
Sorry, I call one a res.
You say a res,
You
right?
say a
Okay,
res.
no worries. Just
Two reservations.
yeah, so they'll be counted as 2 reservations, which means if you have your 6 reservations in a 90-day window, 2 of those would be used on the same day.
Right.
But
Right,
what's good
so-
about this is if you have these 2 reservations, you can start your day in one park, park hop to the other park, and then just go back and forth like a normal day.
So let's
Right.
slow it down and have a second, just so that they understand. you can have an AM and a PM reservation.
Yes.
Yes.
You can book the morning for Disneyland and the evenings for DCA. That's
Afternoons.
afternoons, right?
1 o'clock.
That's 2 reservations as opposed to just 1 reservation.
Right.
So, I think that would be a strike. So I think that'd be a strike, though, right?
Yes, if you no-show on one of them.
On
Right.
one of the
So if you
DCAs.
make both of these and then you end up spending your whole day in Disneyland, that is counted as a strike because you no-showed at DCA.
Right.
But,
So our
it's
tip
super
here-
easy. You can go back and forth. Once
Our
you go
tip
to
here
the
is to
park.
like walk
into
over
DCA.
and walk back if
Um,
you want to spend the day in Disneyland.
Be sure to at least do something in DCA to give it a little time between the 2 park entrances.
Entries,
So
yes.
you don't give it like a big old error. That's,
Because that has happened.
That
before.
has happened to us before.
So the one thing with this is that it allows you to park hop, but if you only have a reservation for one park, you can't park hop. So it's a little bit different than buying a park hopper ticket.
Where you
Yeah.
reserve the
reserve
one park and
and-
then whenever you want, you can just hop over. You do have to reserve both parks.
Right,
Yeah.
and I guess that kind of makes sense.
It does because
they don't want... They have to know how many people are in each park for the reservation system. to
with
make sense.
this new wave of the way Disneyland is doing things,
Right.
they really do want to know how many people are in the park at all
Well,
times.
and
Yes.
with
It helps
how
them
many-
with and how many they're allowed to have in.
Well,
It helps with
and how many
COVID and
tickets
staffing.
they're
I
going
know.
to sell. They have to know exactly how many people are... About how many people
Well,
are
and
gonna
with
be
the
in each
differences
park.
going on, I know the California government is like regulating how many people can be different places, so the
Right,
capacity goes up and down. So Disney
it
will have to
changes
be able
a
to
lot.
adapt to that, which is why they're doing reservations.
Yeah, for
as
the
opposed
for
to
the
just
foreseeable future.
instant access.
Yeah, but that's kind of why they had to switch to this is for the the one thing is it doesn't these tickets, even though there's no blackout days, it doesn't exactly guarantee admission into the park due to these reservations.
Right. You could have your 6 reservation days in 90 days, but if the reservations are filled up
For one
you
of these
can't
days?
go. It's not like because
if you already have the reservation, you're clear. But that doesn't mean if you try to get a reservation on this day and it's already full, then
You're
you won't
kind of
get a
out of luck.
reservation.
Right.
Now
You'll have
you
to pick
can
a different day.
you can always like keep checking back and see
Oh,
if
yeah,
somebody
'cause
canceled a reservation because
people
that happens a
cancel them
lot.
all the
happens a
time.
lot.
And it's even really cool to check the day of.
Yeah, you can check the day of. I mean,
Because, like
look.
we said, you can cancel your reservation up to 11:59.
right, so day of, you can
Day
actually
of.
look down at the app and say, "Oh, there's availability today. Why don't we
Yeah.
hop over?"
Right.
Totally fine.
Yeah.
One thing I'm gonna say on this, even if you have the Dream Key with no blackout dates, if a day already has its reservations filled up, you won't be able to go.
Right.
Exactly.
So I think that is a lot of what we have about kind of this
We've
Disney
covered pretty much
reservations.
Yeah.
everything. We've been here
Yeah.
for our like almost 35 minutes. We're like a TV show.
We
Pretty
are.
much.
We're
And
giving
you guys
all
have been
the
sticking
info.
around and
Giving
you're
you the
awesome.
We
news.
promised Disney World news.
Yes.
So
So
let's
let's
do the
talk
Disney
about
World
Disney
news.
World.
Now Disney World news is short, but it's very
Because
exciting.
there's not a lot to talk about. They just made one announcement, and it's very brief.
So let's first say that Disney World is sticking with the old-fashioned annual pass system.
They
Disney
are.
World it's called a Disney World Annual Pass.
And
Just like it
that's
always
the way
has
they're
been.
doing it.
Just like the old days, they are doing reservations, kind of, but the walk-in thing is
Mentality
very easy.
is still there.
It's still there.
But what was I saying?
Oh,
Oh, so they announced that they will have.
Oh wait, so we forgot to say that they haven't been selling annual passes since the parks closed.
Right, or since they
more than a
reopened.
year ago. Since they reopened.
now
Yeah.
what they have been doing is that if you had an annual pass prior to the closure, you were
Then
able
you were
to renew your pass.
Right.
Right.
But
For
that
people like us, we did not have
An annual pass prior.
before Disney World closed.
and we have
in
been
March of
dying to
2020.
buy
I
an
know,
annual
we
pass
would
to
love
Disney
to have
World.
an annual pass here.
So they have announced that before October 1st, before the 50th anniversary celebration, they will be letting people buy new annual passes.
Right.
Yes.
That means within the next 59 days, you will be able to buy an annual pass to Disney World. Between now and October 1st, sometime in that window,
Very exciting.
annual passes will be back at Walt Disney World. So I'm pretty stoked about that. And we actually have, fortunately, because we're in Disney World right now. I got my magic bands.
We're actually
We're
staying.
here. We're having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're actually
Making new content for you guys.
Yes, it's
So-
been so much fun.
That means that what this means is that we have a ticket right
Yes.
right
Did
now.
you say when the dates were?
Not yet. So
Okay.
we have Disney World tickets
Just
right now, of course,
passes,
and
just
we will.
regular tickets.
Yeah, and so we will probably be able to use those to upgrade to.
An annual pass.
An annual
Because
pass.
that's how it used to be
That's how it used to work.
like how it used to work, and so Disney World is just going back to the old way, which is very exciting.
Yeah.
And they are going to start selling them before their 50th anniversary on October 1st.
Boom!
Or
That's the
whenever
Disney World
celebration
updates.
starts. I'm pretty sure it starts on October 1st, but it might start a little bit before because that's how they do it at Disneyland.
Yeah.
But yeah,
yeah.
that's when you'll be able to buy an
And
annual
that's
pass
Disney
at
World's
Disney World.
50th.
days away, so we're really close to new passes for.
So Disneyland, you got the Magic Keys, which is a reservation-based thing, but you'll still be able to go often.
Yes.
And Disney World is doing the old-fashioned annual passes, both of which you can buy
Perfect.
pretty soon.
Yeah.
August 25th for the Magic Keys, and sometime before October 1st for Disney World
Yeah.
annual passes.
So we're very excited about this news. We think it's really exciting. And do you guys have any questions before we
Yeah.
move forward?
Yes,
Just let
we
us
are
know.
here.
Well,
Answer
let's
any
do one
questions.
quick recap for anyone who is joining us late, who may have missed something.
Or just if you're watching this video
Right.
after it's already been
What happened?
out.
And you need like a probably my
That's
phone.
probably your phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that is. And you need like a refresh.
All right, so to
Magic
refresh
Keys
you.
go on sale on Magic Keys go on sale at 10 a.m. on August 25th.
Yes.
There are 4 tiers. The lowest tier is SoCal resident only. The
That
enchant-
is wait. That's
So-
called the Imagine tier.
Did I say that? Did I say
No.
I said enchant.
No, you just said SoCal resident only.
It's
Oh.
SoCal resident only, and it's called the Imagine Key.
There you go.
Next
Yes.
up, we have the Enchant Key.
Which is basically the Imagine Key, but everyone can get it.
Yes.
Then
it's-
there's
Those
the
two have the most blackout dates.
right.
Yes,
Then
very
you have the
heavy
Believe
blackouts.
tier, which is pretty like middle of the road for the for the pretty big Disney fan, but doesn't mind not
but
going
doesn't
around
mind
Christmas.
A couple blackout dates.
Yeah, I believe, like the Believe ticket, the Believe Key, I guess,
Yeah.
is only blocked out on those major weekends, those holiday weekends, you
Right.
know, 4th of July.
And then there's the Dream tier, which is the top tier with no
It is a
blackout dates.
dream.
No blackout dates and
0
6 reservations in a 90-day period.
So that's
At a
pretty
time.
amazing. This has been great. I hope you guys got a lot of info out of it.
Yeah.
We're
So-
still around.
These are the 4 tiers. These tiers, they come with different discounts.
Right.
The bottom 3 tiers get 10%.
And the Dream tier.
The bottom 3 get 10% off on food and merchandise. The Believe tier gets 50% off parking. And the Dream tier gets 15% off dining, 20% off merch, and free parking.
And all of these keys that you can buy will be available, and it's all very exciting because
It is.
that means annual passes are kind of back.
And if you
Yeah.
buy from August 25th to 66 days later, which is October 29th, you'll be in the welcome kit where you get a bunch of very cool stuff from
Yes.
Disney.
One very important thing to say, you are not required to buy your key in full when you go to buy
Yes.
your key.
So I know it says $1,400, which is kind of a daunting number,
It's
okay?
kind of scary.
But
But-
when you do like the math,
And you do
it's
the monthly
really a really good
payments,
deal.
You do the monthly payments.
It's not too bad.
You have
Like
to
if we
play-
go down to the Imagine key, I think it's $150 down.
it's
plus,
$179. It's $179 down, and then $19 a month for 12 months.
right.
So not too bad.
It's really not that bad.
Yeah.
That's like HBO Max. Like Disney Plus is cheaper.
Disney-
Yeah,
Much
for
cheaper.
sure.
But HBO Max is expensive.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
But then if you go to like the Dream tier and Believe, obviously it'll amp up a little bit the higher the tier you get.
But you can still make it monthly, which makes it less scary. Than
Yeah,
just
it makes
putting out that
it makes
money.
them a lot smaller numbers over a gradual
Yes.
period of time, so that
Yes.
you can kind of afford it and a little bit better than before.
And Walt Disney World annual passes will be coming back.
The
Yeah, we
same
don't
as
know
they were.
anything about any of the information. We don't know the price or the tiers or whatever.
Whatever.
Reservation. All we
think
know
it'll
is
be
that
the
they're
same
coming back.
system, and we don't even have the date they're coming back. Just before October 1st.
Yes.
We
All
really
right.
don't know much.
That's all the information we have.
Beanie, I don't know if we'll be in Disney World on October 1st, but we will definitely be in Disney World for the 50th celebration.
Yes,
Definitely.
whenever that is, like surrounding October 1st, but we'll definitely
Right.
be there around that time. It's going to be great. Thank you all so much for watching.
This has been a great stream. Make sure if you're brand new to subscribe to The Insiders where we can have some fun with you guys, make some magic, give you some Disney updates, and just
Oh
have
yeah.
a blast.
And if you are new, I'm Kara.
I'm Eric.
I'm Adam, and we are The Insiders.
Sharing the magic every day.
All
All
right,
right.
we will see you guys in the next video.
All right.
Bye,
Thanks,
guys.
Insiders. Have an amazing day. Bye guys.